Can't be possible. She can love both the children, alhamdulillah, very much. But no mother can say, I love exactly both my children at the same level. It's not possible. There has to be some Apollo. But overall, there should not be injustice. So Quran says, it's impossible to justice between your wives, but don't turn away from them altogether. Regarding the other things, where it comes to money, time, etc., you should be just between your wives. If you buy one house for your wife, the second wife gets the same house. So the Quran says you're only allowed to marry more than one wife if you can do justice. If you can't do justice, you cannot. Many people think that marrying more than one wife is compulsory in Islam. That's a misconception. In Islam, there are 5 categories of do's and don'ts. First is fard, which is compulsory. Second is mustahab, that is recommended or encouraged. Third is mubah, that's optional. Fourth is makruh, that is discouraged. And the fifth is haram, that is prohibited. Polygyny, a man allowed to marry more than one wife, comes in the category of optional, the middle category. There is no verse in the Quran saying that if you marry more than one wife, you get more sawab. Now let's analyze why does Quran give the permission that under certain circumstances you can have more than one wife. By nature, men and women are born in equal proportion. Male and female, they're born in equal proportion. But during the pediatric age itself, if you ask any pediatrician, he will tell you that the female child can fight the germs and diseases much better than the male child. So in pediatric age itself, there are more male children dying than female children. So in the pediatric age itself, the female population is more than the male population. As life goes on, death takes place due to accident, cigarette smoking, wars, etc. In all these cases, more male are dying as compared to female. So today in the world, there is more female population as compared to male population. It's only in certain countries like India that the male population is more than the female population. And as I said, it is because of female infanticide. And according to a report of BBC by Emily Beckonen on the program Assignment, the topic was Let Her Die, she said that every day more than 3,000 fetuses are being aborted in India alone after they identified that they're females. If you multiply this figure by 365, the number of days in a year, more than 1 million fetuses are being aborted every year in India after they identified that they're females. If you stop this evil practice, even in India and some other countries, the female population will exceed the male population. According to statistics, USA alone has 7.8 million females more than male. New York alone has 1 million females more than male. Out of the population of New York, the statistics tell us, 1/3 are gays. Gays means sodomite, means comelud. That means they wouldn't like to have female life partners. There are more than 25 million gays, sodomites, in America, in USA. Another problem. 25 million. In UK alone, there are 4 million females more than male. In Germany alone, there are 5 million females more than male. In Russia alone, there are 9 million females more than male. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows alone how many millions of females are there more than male throughout the world. Suppose I agree with the Western philosophy, or a non-Muslim who says that one man should only marry one woman. And suppose my sister happens to live in America. And suppose the market is saturated. That is, every man has already taken a woman for himself. Yet there will be 30 million females who will not find life partners. 7.8 million as it is the excess, and the 25 million gays if you add to them. There are more than 30 million females who will not find life partners. Now the only option remaining for my sister, or suppose your sister happens to be in America and she is that unfortunate one who has not found a life partner. If she can find a man who is not married, alhamdulillah, grab it. But suppose the market is saturated. What she will do? The only option remaining for her is that she either marries a man who already has a wife, or she becomes public property. You know, people say, public property? Dr. Zakir using such a harsh word. I am saying that is the most sophisticated word that I can use is public property. You know, I cannot use other words because I'm a dai. Public property. There's no third option. And any modest woman would say she would prefer the first, becoming the wife of a man who already has a wife, than to become public property. And, you know, in the Western world, it's very common. People have mistresses, very common. The statistics of USA tell us that on average, one man has 8 different sexual partners before he settles down with one life partner. Some may have 10, some may have 20, some may have 30, some may have less, 2 or 1. On average, 8 different sexual life partners before he settles down with one permanent one. Having a mistress is no problem. You can have 1, 10, 20, 30, no problem. But if you ask any woman, when a woman becomes a mistress, she doesn't have honor. She is degraded. She doesn't have any rights. As compared to a woman, when a woman is the second wife of a man, she gets honor, she gets respect, she gets the rights. We in Islam, alhamdulillah, give the woman the due rights. For the Western world, they can easily agree with the philosophy of a man having several mistresses. But a person having more than one wife, it doesn't go down their throat. It doesn't go down their throat. Islam has a solution to the problems of humankind. Islam has the solution. And Islam, besides speaking good things, don't do adultery, don't do fornication, etc. Islam has a solution to all these problems. If you analyze most of the major religions, they speak good things. Don't rob, don't cheat, etc. Islam says the same. But the difference between Islam and the other religion is that Islam, besides speaking good things, it shows you a way how to achieve that state of goodness. How to achieve that state in which these particular principles, laws can be followed. For example, all the major religions, including the Western world, says that a person should not rob. If you read the Constitution of America and Europe, it says that a citizen should not rob. And if he robs, there are certain remedies given, but it's not showing its colors. Islam too says that you should not rob. But Islam has a solution. It shows you a way how to achieve that state in which people will not rob. Islam has a system of zakat. That is, every rich person who has a saving of more than the nisab level, 85 grams of gold, he should give 2.5% of that saving in charity every lunar year. If every rich person gives zakat, poverty will be eradicated from this world. There will not be a single human being who will die of hunger. And after this, the Quran says, in Surah Ma'idah, chapter number 5, verse number 38, as to the thief, be it a man or a woman, chop off his or her hand as a punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The non-Muslims may say, the Westerners, chopping off the hands in this age of science and technology, Islam is a barbaric religion. It's a ruthless law. And they think that if you go to Saudi Arabia where this law is practiced, every second person you come across will have his hands chopped off. I've been to Saudi Arabia several times. I have not come across a single man whose hands have been chopped off. Surely there will be few people who have got this punishment, but it's not as common as they think it will be. And they say, if a person, if he robs and his hands are chopped off, what about his family? What about his children, etc.? It's a ruthless law. I say Islam takes care of that. Person has problem, the Islamic State looks after the affairs of the family. But the question is, how many people's hands have been chopped off? The law is so strict that no one dares to rob. It is so strict. So where is the question of implementing the punishment? The crime doesn't take place, so where is the question of implementing the punishment? Today, America, which happens to be one of the most advanced countries in the world, do you know, it also has one of the highest rate of crime, theft, robbery. I am asking a question, if you implement the Islamic Sharia in states, every rich person gives zakat, and after that, if any man or woman robs, chop off his or her hand as a punishment. I am asking a question, will the rate of robbery, crime, theft in America, will it increase? Will it remain the same or will it decrease? What will happen? Will it increase? Will it remain the same or will it decrease? It will decrease. It's a practical law. You implement the Sharia and you get results. That is the reason I say that Islam, besides speaking good things, it shows you a way how to achieve the state of goodness. And this is the reason why many Westerners today are coming to Islam. Let me give you another example. That most of the philosophies, most of the religions, including the Western world, says in the constitution of the countries that you should not molest a woman, you should not rape her. If you see in the constitution of America and European countries, it's there, you should not molest a woman, you should not rape her. Islam says the same. But Islam shows you a way how to achieve that state in which people will not molest a woman or rape a woman.